Well, hello there, I am the Bald Eagle and welcome back to, or if you are a new viewer, welcome to the channel and to this Let's Play. Not sure you can even call it a Let's Play, but our little adventure in Eve, which will hopefully at one point lead to a faction warfare. I hope, don't think it will be this episode, but I hope that then in the next episode we'll be able to enlist with the Galente faction. But we will see. It depends basically on how much stuff that happens with these career agents. We finished the Enforcer agent last time, and I do want to finish the other force because they give us a lot of stuff. So it has been quite a while since I played on this character. I have been playing a lot of Eve as of late, but yeah, it's been a while since we actually logged into this character. We did complete some skills. We are, of course, still alpha, so we do train at half speed. I always thought this was a sort of a... I think this is a stupid way of CCP of saying it, like Omega trains 2 times faster. Basically, Omega trains the same speed as they always have back when there weren't Alpha and Omega clones, back when just Eve was just a pay-to-play game. You couldn't play it for free, unless of course you made enough money so you could flex your account. But yeah, Omega, what turned into Omega just trains just as fast as you always did if you paid for the game, but it is... the way they phrased it like this seems like Omega trains twice as fast, which they do in relation to the Alpha clone, but it's basically Alpha clone that trains half as fast as the old baseline. So that, I hope I explained that. It's just, it doesn't really matter. It's just for me that I think this is a stupid way of them of actually showing it. But we also have some rewards here because we completed the Enforcer agent. So we will just claim all of this. And I should say this is after the Legion expansion. Legion dropped yesterday, 2 days ago, I believe. So yeah, and they added this new Omega track to the Air Career program. Let's just keep this floating. We got social, let's just inject that, and let's also inject connections. We are flying the Incursus. And we are running low on ammo. Yeah, we are actually running low on ammo, so I think we might just go and buy some antimatter charges. There are some on the station. They are very expensive. We have 4 million, so we can... How much will 5,000 cost us? Nope, I will not pay that much. I will just pause the recording real quick and I will go and pick up some antimatter charges for us, because we will be using quite a lot of antimatter charge. So I'll see you guys in a second. I haven't picked up the antimatter charge. I just wanted to show that we have a bunch of things we can actually claim because of the Legion. We also have this because we are a new account. But yeah, the Legion expansion has, of course, a reward track. And we will not be getting the Omega because we are not Omega, an Omega clone. We will only be getting the Alpha. But yeah, I have claimed some... I have been logging on to this account and doing a bit of just a bit of skills and just making sure that he was still training, and claimed some of the rewards. But yeah, we will definitely just claim this. Gave us some skill points that we can then go and use. Yeah, it will only give us a little bit, but it will save us 2 days training time. I might actually want to...
drive active.
You know what, let's actually move this to the bottom. Even though, because I don't believe that we can use... No, we can actually use... Okay, so we can actually use Tech 2 items. Okay, yeah, but we might want to... we might want to save that and then get some of these other skills that doesn't require just as long training time. I usually do this whenever I rearrange. Whenever I train skills, I always go for the quickest first to just get some of the bonuses real quick, and then so level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. But yeah, I will see you once we are back at our station. We are still not back at our station, but I just realized that the Incursus, because it is also a Galente frigate, it can actually carry a drone. And we do have a little bit of drone skills. So let's definitely go and take a look at drones. We want the combat drones. You don't want fighters. They are for use with carriers, which is a capital ships. You want to go for the combat drones, and then beginning just the light scout drones. There is one for each faction. Each type deals a different kind of damage. So for instance, the Caldari, you can see the color corresponds with what faction. So blue is Caldari, green is Galente, red is Minmatar, and yellow is Amar. And the Hornet, which are the Caldari, they deal... I just need to cough real quick. They deal kinetic damage. Yeah, they deal kinetic. I think Minmatar deals explosives. Yeah, and Amar is EM. And then, of course, Hobgoblins, which are Galente, deal thermal damage. So you can mix and match. They also have other stats. And I don't quite remember what they are, but there are sort of... one of them has the best armor. One of them has the best speed, one of them has the best tracking, so forth and so forth. So, but just to begin with, it doesn't really matter that much. I usually go for the warrior ones. They are in system. Let's just get... we can only carry one, but let's just get 5, because we will highly likely lose them in space. Oh, I almost forgot to pick up the antimatter charges. Let's go there. Where were our base? We'll have to figure that out in just a second.
Warp drive active.
Okay, that was here. Let's add the waypoint. So you can do this. For instance, now we have... let me just show this real quick. If you have no destination set, you can of course right-click, set destination, then you can right-click and then add a waypoint. And you can keep doing that as many times as you like if you need to make multiple stops at different stations. Then you can make a long waypoint list. And you always want to right-click and say add waypoint, because if you set destination, then it will just set the destination to that location. You can see here it overrides whatever we have set. If I were to set waypoint, then you can do it, but yeah, we just want the destination here this time. Let's put one in our drone bay, and let's just keep the rest for now. Oh, we can do a level... what are you? I think you are a level 1 security agent. But yeah, once you have drones in your drone bay, and you need to have them in your drone bay before you can actually launch them into space, you get this new little window here. The first thing you want to do is you want to hover over drones in space. You want to click this little wheel, and you want to say focus fire. That means that all of the drones will attack at the same time, if they can. And that basically just means that it will not cause you to deal more damage per se, but your alpha damage, meaning your alpha strike, will be higher, because every single drone will attack at the same time. So you definitely want to click focus fire. Some people like to keep auto attack off. Basically, if you have auto attack on... hang on a second. Don't know what it is with my voice today. If you have auto attack on, that means that whenever you are attacking an enemy, Whenever you lock an enemy up and you start firing at them, if your drones have no targets to attack, they will automatically begin to attack whatever you are shooting at. They will also sort of defend you. So if you are getting attacked by someone, and again, if they have no targets assigned to them, then they will automatically begin to attack whoever is attacking you. I like to keep it. It depends on what I'm doing, but most of the times, especially just for missions and things like that, I like to keep it just on auto attack. But always click focus fire on. And then another thing I like to do, because you can make folders. This is not important right now because you only have light drones to begin with, but you can have battleships that can carry multiple drones. For instance, the Rattlesnake, which is a faction battleship from, I want to say Incursus. Yes, this one here. Amazing, amazing battleship. One of my favorite battleships in the game. Grants a huge bonus to sentry drones and heavy drones, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about. The drone bay. Where is it? Where is the drone bay? Yeah, drone capacity 175 M3. You can actually carry a full set of 5 light drones, 5 medium drones, 2 heavy and 2 sentries, because you only have enough bandwidth to launch 2 heavies or 2 sentries, not 2 heavies and 2 sentries. But basically the Rattlesnake can carry 1 set of every type of drone there is. And then it's a very good, I like at least to make folders, have them light, medium, heavy, and sentry. Because then you don't have to remember the different names. Oh, let's claim all. I have no idea what we just did. Oh, we might have bought some items. That's why we got some, that's why we completed. Pretty sure there is a track for actually just buying items in the air career program. Explore? No. I have no idea actually what that was for. Anyways, doesn't really matter. Hang on a second. But yeah, we will, of course, be continuing with all of these 4. I'm not sure how much I will show on camera. It depends on what happens. And I think we'll just go with them from the top. So what I know I say we'll just go with them at the top, and then I start looking at them. You are producer and you are entrepreneur. Let's actually just... So he basically wants to transport, just wants to transport some stuff from this location to this location. So what you can do, you can see you are already here. You need this cargo and you need to drop it off here. So you can just right click and set destination. You get a lot of money from doing these career agents. I think there are 3 career agents sort of sets. So 3 times 5 for each factions. 4 factions. They are in different systems, but you can actually go and do them all. If you have the patience to do that, you will get a lot of money and you will get a lot of ships that you can sell. Just keep that in mind that you can find the other career agents, both in Galente space, when you have done all 3 sets. As I said, I believe there are 3 times 5 for each faction. And you can go to the other faction spaces and do their career agents also. Then you will get ships from all the different 4 factions and a lot of money. But for now, we will simply just pick up, and I will, this is the thing I'm talking about. I don't think there's any reason to necessarily show all of this necessarily, but one very important thing is whenever you have these pickup missions, always make sure you remember to move the items. Let's just, from the cargo, from the item hangar, onto your ship. Because if you leave now, it's only 1 jump, it doesn't really matter, but I can't count how many times I have undocked whenever I need to bring a mission item somewhere. It is horrendous the amount of times I have done that. And let's just see, there should be a air career program wide. does that not have a track? Oh yeah, another thing that is new in Legion is these freelance jobs. We might actually look into doing some of those because I have looked at them and there are some that just helps out new players. You need to be very careful when actually doing. If you are a new player, also experienced players, you need to be very careful with how you do this. Read them through because some of them are actually scams. They will scam you for instance, to get you to sell their ore to them for a lot less money than you can actually get from selling them on the market. So, but there are some of them that are genuine. Basically, just there are these, for instance, you can go here and just destroy NPCs for this corporation in this system here. And that will just give you money. It will give you 100,000 ISK for each NPC that you kill. So definitely look into some of these. I mean, the ones where you have to kill, as long as it says non-capsuleers, then it should be safe to do it. You need to also check what systems, because I have seen someone that tries to lure new players into lowsec and then maybe just sit there and wait and try and kill them. Just need to keep that in mind. As long as it's at non-capsuleers, then they are NPCs, and you usually need to do it in a specific system. But yeah, be careful with the ones that involve mining. I'm not saying that every single one of them is a scam, but I have definitely seen some that are scams in where they offer way less money for your mined materials than what you would get on the market. But yeah, that's E for you. But this is really, really awesome, these freelance jobs. I think they are a very, very cool addition to the game. Let's just see, because I'm wondering why this thing isn't getting tracked. No opportunities found. I did accept the missions, agent missions. Why did I not track? There it is. Yeah, for some reason it didn't show up, this track. Anyways, I will just pause the recording and I'll just quickly go and drop this off. There is nothing to it except you need to remember to actually bring the item. So yeah, I will see you back at station. And here we are. So you can remote complete these missions. So just the accepted ones, just complete missions. And then you can actually also remote request a new mission. No, you can't accept it. You can only see it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I was pretty sure that you couldn't accept remote, and you can't. So we will just need to go back to where we actually were. And then we will be getting a new ship. Oh, we also have a cluster shutdown. We'll begin in 15 minutes. Yeah, that's correct. So in 15 minutes there will be a server shutdown. But yeah, I will just see you once we are back. I was just sitting looking over some of the freelance job. For instance, this one. This, at least to me, just looking at it, this is safe because this doesn't require you to hand over any ore to them. Basically, this is just a corporation that has decided to say, hey, I want to help some new players. You can see they have made it, so you need to be at least 1 day old, and you cannot be more than a year old. Basically, just accept this mission. You just need to go mine any kind of materials in any ore belt in this region. That would be this entire area here. So essence, consisting of all of these regions. What am I missing here? Adjacent, related. But you can't actually see all of the systems. I'm pretty sure you used to be able to do that. But anyway, as long as you are in essence and you have accepted this, then you can basically just go and you will get 15 extra ISK. It's not a lot, but it's just free money. I mean, so this would be a safe. This, I think. Yeah, so you need to be, in this one you cannot be any more than 14 days old, meaning I am already too old. for this mission, but yeah, this will basically just tell you to go mine Scordite in one of these regions. This should also be safe. I think it's very important to just cover this. This is from the same corporation, so this should also be safe. Yeah, this is also safe because basically they are just offering you money. There are a lot of... okay, this is actually really cool. He has basically put up, I think, 100 million in total reward. Yeah, and basically just go mine Scordite in any of these regions here. And again, you don't have to give them the ore. You just need to go mine it. You can keep the ore for yourself. This is for Veldspar. This is actually... this is just one dude that is doing this. Yeah, he's a fucking star. This dude right here. Christian, you are a star. I would give you... I think I'll go on my main account and actually give him some money because that's real awesome. I think I need to set up some of these things to help out new players actually also on my corporations. On my main corporation. I think this is really sweet. Get free Vexa. This might also... That's only if you join them. I have looked at these. Again, you need to be careful when you're looking at these, and if they ask you to drop off or give them your mined materials, then you need to actually be careful. Also, this I buy ore. You need to be very careful with some of these. But for now, let's just go ahead. So we will get a salvager. We will get a black box. No, we need to get a black box. And then we need to drop it off at this station. We will get a mining frigate once we complete this. So let's just very quickly take this mission. Yeah, we need to unfit a module because we need to bring the salvager. So we actually need to... Let's just... it doesn't really matter. Let's just unequip this. And then let's just do this. So yeah, I don't think it will be this episode that we will sign up for faction warfare. You can set the destination. I will just see you once we reach the mission destination. And here we are, just very quickly show you how Salvager works. Whenever we have killed this enemy here, again we need to make sure 4,500, that is a little bit too much, so let's just go 2,500. Again, need to be within the optimal range. Then we can webify him, making him go much slower. And he's dead. So, salvage. Of course you do that with a salvager. I might actually just need to take a look at the OBS and check the volumes. I think that sounded a bit too loud, those explosions. So in terms of salvage, you can salvage every single wreck. Oh, let's just approach you. Let's turn on the afterburner so we get a bit more speed. So you can salvage wrecks, both from NPCs. Yeah, I think we definitely want to turn down the audio a little bit. Yeah, master volume is way too high. Sorry for that, guys. Should be more appropriate there, I think. So yeah, NPCs that you kill. Of course, you can loot them if there are things in the wreck that you can loot. But you can salvage NPC wrecks. Basically, you just need to target them, activate the salvager. You can also salvage player wrecks. That will, I think, if you salvage someone else's wreck in high sec, I think you might become a suspect. Meaning that if you are a suspect, other players can freely attack you. Which is why you want to keep this at green at all times, because if you do that, then you will not do anything that will... the game will not allow you to do anything that can turn you into a suspect. If you place it on yellow, then you will be able to do actions that will place you into a suspect state. And if you do red, Oh, okay, so I did not know this, that Alpha Clone can actually not do high-sec ganking. That's very interesting, because if you disable the safety completely, that means that you can attack other players. But if you keep it on yellow, then you can still become a suspect. You won't get attacked by NPCs, but other players can freely attack you. So you want to keep this at green at all times, unless you know absolutely what you're doing. I already looted that. So we got the item. But yeah, when you salvage stuff, you get specific kinds of items, and let's just see if we manage to get any. The salvage attempt failed this time. Cluster shutdown alert in 5 minutes. Salvage attempt failed this time. Let's just set the destination. Come on. Oh, we just got metal scraps. Gosh darn it. I need to stop swearing as much as I have on YouTube. I think I'll try and remember that to keep my swearing to a minimum. Anyways, when you salvage, you get salvage items, and those are very specifically needed for crafting rigs. So rigs are items that can go into these slots here. Empty rig slots. They are not high, low, medium, high, medium, or low slots. They are rig slots. They are a unique kind of items. I want to say every single one of them, but I may be wrong in that, but every single one of them comes with a sort of drawback of using them. For instance, if you use a cargo hold expansion in your rig, then you might move slower and you might lose armor, things like that. So there will be drawbacks. There are skills called the rigging, where you can reduce those drawbacks that rig gives you. But basically, rigs are items. I generally use rigs as a sort of plug, for instance, in terms of if we're talking about tanking. I usually use the rigs, for instance, to plug a resistance hole, or I use rig to give me a bit of extra shield, or a bit of extra firepower, or a more less align time, or go faster, carry more stuff. So they have the same functions as some items in what they can do, but you can only fit. You have this calibration. We will get into it more when we actually start fitting rigs. But you might have 3 slots, but that does not necessarily mean that you can fit 3 items. That depends entirely on the type of rigs that you are fitting onto your ship. But for now, let's complete the mission. And we got a mining frigate. So a bit of fun story that I will actually get into. If I remember after the downtown, I might be able to. So mining frigates. Mini rock eater. So mining frigates were not always, at least not dedicated mining frigates, were not always a part of the EVE universe. Don't know why there isn't any sound here. Maybe I just turned it down. I still really enjoy these videos. I think they're so cool. Venture. Bet on your own dreams, indeed. So back in the days, way back when, there weren't any dedicated mining frigates. There weren't this, this one here. There weren't this class of ship called Ore. These were added some years ago, but they weren't always there. But basically every single faction had they had a mining frigate, they had a mining cruiser, and I don't think they had a they didn't have a battleship, but they had a dedicated one of these frigates. Used to be a mining frigate, and I'm pretty sure it was the ones that they turned into logistic frigates. I think they used to be the mining frigate. Then they introduced sort of all, they did it within the law of EVE, which is actually really cool. Instead of just making a new ship type, they actually made it so this corporation called Ore gained a foothold in EVE. They started producing these mining frigates that completely outclassed the Empire's mining frigates. And then they introduced the mining frigates, and then the the factions within Eve said, okay, we cannot compete with the ore in terms of mining frigates. Let's repurpose all of our frigates and let's make it into something else. And I'm pretty sure that's when the logistic frigates were born. I just think it's a nice, cool way of doing it. Instead of just introducing a ship type, they actually made this kind of lore addition to the game with the ore factions and the ore ships. But yeah, the Rock Eater is very, very awesome because it can have it uses hard points for the mining lasers, and it actually has, I think we will have time to show it, it actually has a dedicated mining hole of 5,000, which is a lot, but it can only hold raw ore that you mine, which is way more than the usual mining frigates could hold. But yeah, I will see you once the downtime is complete. And here we are back. That took all of, I have no idea, basically no time at all. Let's just claim our daily gifts. Ooh, we are getting a destroyer skin. Ooh, how lucky we are. Oh, we actually need to go claim it. Oh, that was the complete wrong button. We need to go. That I clicked the same button. There we go. So let's just claim. Oh, we also got a historic capsuleer apparel. Let's just claim. Oh, we also got this. We also got this. No, we did actually get a destroyer, and we also got a frigate skin. I'm so confused. I am definitely confusing myself now. Let's just claim all of this actually. Thank you. Open all. Open all. Did we just get 3 destroyer books? Incursus. Oh, that's actually what we are flying now. How much does that sell for? Do we want to sell it? No. Oh, we cannot sell it. Okay, so let's just activate license. Yes. Oh, it's only a limited skin, you bastards. And we are not even in the Incursus anyways. But yes, I was saying it's just a really nice way that CCP did with the introduction with the cruise, not the cruisers, the mining frigates. Where the hell is my head today? Can we go ahead? Do we need to activate it? I think we already activated it. We need to go to personalization and then we need to do this. Yeah. It looks cool. Too bad it's not a permanent skin. We got another reward from the air program. What else did we get? Ship hangar. So yeah, we got the catalyst, which is, I think, the most used destroyer in HiSec for ganking other people. The catalyst and the what's the Mimitar one called? I will know it the instant I see it. God damn it, I cannot remember it. This one. Yeah, the Thrasher. But yeah, the catalyst is I'm pretty sure is the most used ship for ganking other players in HiSec because it is so extremely dirt cheap. It costs $1 million and it can fit eight turrets, 8 blasters, and it is capable of dealing an immense amount of damage. Basically, destroyers are your glass cannons in Eve. They are capable of dealing horrendous amounts of damage for where they sort of sit in between cruisers and frigates. They take sort of the worst part of cruisers and the worst parts of frigates and put it into one hull, but it compensates with it for just insane amounts of damage. They are really, really cool to fly. We used to do a lot of catalysts and Thrasher fleets way back in the days, going hunting in lowsec, just killing everything we came across. Oh, did we get... We actually got another Incursus. I did not mean to do that. We need this one. Let's just repackage you. I have no idea where my head is today. I'm trying to repackage the wrong ship, that's why. Let's just do that. We can also... No, we will not, because we need that at one point. The catalyst is still packed up, so let's just continue. We need to go mine. We have been mining a bit, but let's just do that. So we will actually need to jump in our mini rock eater. We need to fit some miners to it. We have no skins. We don't want that, so let's just actually also fit a little defensive. We can also fit a micro warp drive. Oh, let's open this and see if we get something that will net us 100 billion ISK. I doubt it. 17,000 ISK. I have actually no idea how do you apply this? I have no idea. But yeah, let's go do a bit of mining. Can we please track this? Thank you. Yeah, we need to do this. That's why I couldn't find the... you actually need to make the window bigger. So yeah, let's just go mine some ores real quick. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I have been playing a lot of EVE lately on my main accounts. And I am actually personally in a very good place regarding EVE. Not in the game, but the way I feel about the game. One of the big problems I used to have with EVE was after our nullsec Corporation and Alliance fell. I just went back to doing level 4 missions and just, I didn't really do anything else except just level 4 missions. We need to mine the Veldspar. We are too far away from it. What's our range on this? 10 kilometers. So let's make it 6,500. And then we can turn on the micro warp drive, which will increase our speeds by a lot. But yeah, basically back in the days, I used to only do level 4 missions on my main accounts. Used to dual box, have 2 accounts go in and do the mission, and then a third account go in and just salvage everything. Yeah, so the ship capacitor, not sure I covered it, but I will definitely cover it again. Let's just, there's no reason to have Aura explain this. But basically the capacitor, you need, if you want to translate this to other MMOs or other games, this is your mana, this is your stamina, this is your rage, this is whatever resource your character and other MMO has. This is what you spend. Almost every single item that can be activated uses capacitor. There are some exceptions. For instance, projectile turrets, meaning artillery and autocannons, which are Minmatar's weapon. Let's just go a bit closer so we can get away from this big rock here. Projectile weapons, and I also think missile turrets use a lot less capacitor than, for instance, hybrid turrets. And laser turrets, the Amar weaponry, laser turrets being pulse lasers or beam lasers, they use a lot of capacitor in order to fire, which is why, at least for me personally, I don't like Amar ships in PvP or in PvE because of the high capacitor drain that they have. But yeah, basically this is your mana. It recharges just like mana, just like stamina over time. Oh, we actually have an enemy here. Good thing we decided to equip this. Let's just see if we cannot actually kill him. He is a bit too far away because we have no real skills. We have very, very short range on this cannon. But yeah, it replenishes over time. You can also fit modules to give you oh, he did drop a wreck. Too bad we didn't bring a salvager, then we could actually salvage it. You can fit items that will just straight up give you more capacitor. Sort of just like if you get gear in other MMOs that will that give you more mana. plus 50 mana, plus 50 capacitor. It's not done on that basis. It's done on, I think, a percentage. Let's just look at cap battery. For instance, this here, a small cap battery. Does it just give you a flat percentage? Capacitor bonus, yeah, it actually just gives you a flat percentage. Not percentage, but a flat amount. So this will give you 120 extra capacitor. Meaning that if we were to fit it on this one, we would go from 225 to 345 gigajoules of capacitor. There are also cap recharges, these. They just make sure cap, for instance, for the Tech 1 version, they just make sure cap replenish 15% faster, and for the Tech 2 versions, they will make it 20%. There are other items, for instance, that go in the low slot that will further increase capacitor recharge or capacity, overall capacity of the capacitor. But basically, this is your mana. I need to cough again. And we will cover more of the capacitor when we start to actually fit ships in terms of being stable and not stable. Being stable basically just means that modules, as it says here, can be sustained indefinitely, meaning that you can run all of these modules forever. You will never run out of capacitor unless someone is draining your capacitor, because there are also items that can drain capacitor capacity from other ships. Both just straight up drain them, but also if you are missing capacitor, then you can actually leech, just like you would have mana leech or life leech in other games. You can also have a capacitor leech from other ships, or you can just straight up just drain it out into nothing. But yeah, as I was saying, in terms of me playing a lot of EVE lately, this time around I have actually begun doing a lot of stuff that I really didn't do before. For instance, I have begun getting a lot more involved in the wormholes. I am currently setting up myself in a wormhole I found. I am also I've also begun doing abyssal runs, which we will also get into later in this. But I have begun sort of branching out. As I said, I only used to basically do level 4 missions for my money making. But I have begun looking into a lot of different stuff on my various characters, and it has just given me a whole new sort of breath, a fresh breath of air in terms of me playing EVE. Just really enjoying the game so far, and even one of my personal very good friend, one of my best mates has also begun playing EVE. So yeah, that definitely helps to have someone to play the game with. So yeah, but I think that's a really good lesson also to myself, is to actually branch out and not just do the same things in EVE at all times, because you will burn out doing it, I think. I will, however, say if you are a new player and you start the game, I know that there are so many different kinds of content that you can do, so much different stuff that you can do. And I think a lot of people get sort of, especially if they are alpha, get scared off with, oh, I need to train this, and then I need to train that in order to do this, and oh, and I want to try this, but then I need to train that. For instance, if you want to go exploring, then you need to train scanning skills. But oh, I also want to go mining, but then I need to train resource processing. Oh, and there's just so much. I think it's important to find, maybe when you start very first, find one thing that you find fun to do. You can very quickly just train some very basic skills up to level 1 and 2, and then sort of dip your toe into a lot of different things, and then see, oh, is this for me? Do I want to mine? Do I want to do PvE? Do I want to do PvP, like we are at one point getting to in this game, hopefully? Do I want to go scan and go exploring? All these different kinds. There are skills, just very quickly train them up to level 1 and 2, and then just lock yourself in the beginning, maybe 1 or 2 things that you can do. Maybe go mine, do missions, maybe go mine, explore. Exploring and mining actually goes hand in hand because you can find some very cool sites when you are exploring that you can then take your miner out to. Do abyssal runs, do mining. Just try not to branch out too much because it will then become overwhelming and you will feel like, oh, my skill sucks. I need to train 100 different skills. And you don't need to do that in the beginning. That will come later in the game where you can sort of branch out and start to do more stuff. But if you are beginning, maybe stick to one or two things. I know one thing can be a little bit boring. So, but yeah, try not to get too overwhelmed with all the stuff there is and sort of, oh, I want to do everything now, because EVE is not really that type of game. You can, as I said, just train the skills up to maybe level 1 or 2. Just dip your toe in and get a feel for it if it's something you want to do, and then dedicate yourself to training the skills up to level 3, maybe 4. The 4 skills will take a very long time if you are, as you can see here, if you are an alpha clone. It's not every single skill that you can train up to level 4. But yeah, definitely if you are an older player and you are getting burned out, try and do something completely different. I mean, I love doing the abyssal runs. I think they are some of the hardest PvE content that EVE has to offer. I think it's great fun to do it. But I also love the whole wormholing aspect. That's something that I stayed completely away from. It actually scared the living shit out of me, the wormhole parts of the game. But it is actually not so terrifying once you get into it. Did we get... oh, we got a lot more Veldspar than we actually need. So let's just dock up. Let's just get this. Stop running this. Yeah, we got a lot more Veldspar than we need, but pretty sure you're going to need a lot more Veldspar for these entrepreneur missions. And yeah, I know I said that hopefully we will get enlisted today, but yeah, this turned into quite a talkative episode also, but that's EVE. I want to make sure I cover as much basic stuff to help you guys out as much as possible. But yeah, I will just dock up and then I will turn the mission in and then I will end the episode here because it has been running almost an hour now. We will just complete the mission. Oh, we need titanium. Okay, so yeah, basically they are teaching you how to reprocess. This is not something that I will recommend that new players do, because you will not have skills. Why can I not... oh, that's because I'm an idiot. Yeah, you can go like this and then you can drag it. I usually just go away. I usually just right-click the items and then go reprocess. So yeah, this is the reason why I would normally not suggest new people to reprocess your mined materials. Maybe just sell it or save it. If you want to get into industry, then definitely save it, unless you really need it in order to get started. But as you can see here, you only get 50% base yield, meaning that you are actually taking a net loss in terms of value. Of course, if you need the items to build something, then it's okay. But you can raise this with skills. But more importantly, and we will cover it, not in this episode, you need to go look for player stations. I don't actually know if we can find stations in here. We might be able to if we go into industry. And then we go into facilities. Okay, so there is only this facility in this place here. Current station, no, within skill range. So yeah, you need to look for... is this a... no, that's a chemical tech. I'm not sure there are any. Okay, so yeah, if it just says station, then it's an NPC station. If it says something else, for instance, like this, Asable, or however that's pronounced, this here, this is a player-owned structure. They will have much better, not specifically this one, because this is an engineering station. This is very good for building stuff in and researching stuff in, and we will maybe cover research and things like that. But there are refineries. I think, no, this is also an engineering complex. This is the same kind. So this one here, this one is a refinery station. So this is 5 jumps away. But yeah, these player-owns refinery, there are 2 types. Yeah, so the Athanor and the Tetra, this is sort of this is the lesser version. This is the small refinery, and this is the big refinery. These will net you much more refined materials. If you are going to refine, you definitely want to look for stations like this that has this here as high as possible, this reprocessing here, and you want to look for Tetras refineries that has the highest refinery number here, because that just means that you will get more, even with no skills, you will get more minerals whenever you refine. So you need to go look for these if you are actually going to be refining your own materials, because it can actually net you a lot. I think the highest percentage you will be able to get in HiSec, as it is with all things in EVE, the further into the less secure places you go, the more risk, the more profit. That's basically sort of a guiding line throughout EVE. So these stations here, they will be able to offer higher refinery percentage in lowsec, and then in nullsec or in wormholes. But I think in HiSec, if you have full skills and you have full implants, I think you will be able to get some, I want to say 72% reprocessing, refining yield out of your minerals, and that will turn your raw ore into minerals, and you will actually earn a little bit of ISK in terms of converting it. Here you will lose ISK, as you can see here. They are worth almost 100,000, and if you refine it, then it will only be worth 73,000. But again, if you needed to actually build something, or for a mission like we have here, you definitely want to reprocess it. But always go look for these stations, player-owned structures. Whether you want to refine or if you want to build or research stuff, never do it in NPC stations. So let's just start this conversation and let's just complete this mission. And then we will end the episode, and then hopefully the next time we will be able to get into faction warfare. I might just do all of these off camera, but there are so many things to cover in EVE. Please let me know in the comments if you want to just see me rush through these, or if you want me to keep covering stuff like this. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the fish. Please take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.